Welcome to this week's supply chain update, brought to you by Phoenix International. Let's begin with tariffs. On September 3rd, President Trump asked the Supreme Court for an expedited ruling on IEEPA tariffs, which remain in place until a final decision. Section 301 product exclusions were extended through November 29th, while the de minimis exemption ended on August 29th, making all low-value imports dutiable. Recent announcements also include potential tariffs on digital services, chip exports, and Chinese rare earths, along with an ongoing furniture import investigation and a new US-EU reciprocal trade framework. Turning to freight markets, on the Trans-Pacific eastbound, demand is soft ahead of Golden Week, with September GRI and PSS lacking strong support. Far East westbound rates have dropped 27% since July, with the SCFI at $1,481 per TEU. On the transatlantic westbound, rates average $1,911 per foot, down 25% since January despite stable vessel deployment. Looking at operations, Trans-Pacific equipment availability has improved but remains uneven by carrier and port. In Europe, yard congestion at Le Havre, Rotterdam, and Hamburg is slowing flows and straining inland transport. On the transatlantic westbound, congestion persists, with Antwerp dwell times up to 8 days and Southern Europe delays of 3 to 6 days. For capacity, Trans-Pacific utilization sits near 80%, with more blank sailings likely as Golden Week nears. On the Far East westbound, carriers plan to blank 7 sailings in weeks 40 and 41. Transatlantic deployment is steady, but congestion continues to limit effective throughput. Now to Latin America, rates on the Far East to South America East Coast are about $3,316 per foot, up 4% from last week, with space tightening under Golden Week blank sailings. At Lázaro Cárdenas, a trucker blockade on September 4th caused gate delays. In Brazil, the Santos Guarujá tunnel auction went forward on September 5th, while Peru's Callao terminal scheduled system maintenance for September 6th. Customs enforcement remains strict in both Mexico and Brazil. Spot pricing on the Trans-Pacific trade has reached a tipping point. After months of decline, indices show a modest rebound, with blank sailings slowing the rate drop. Carriers now face pressure to balance weaker demand with contract commitments as Golden Week in China approaches. The United States has warned countries that supporting the International Maritime Organization's emissions framework could lead to trade penalties. Officials say tariffs, visa restrictions, and port levies are being considered if the deal is adopted. With a final vote scheduled for October, uncertainty remains over whether the framework will move forward. Concludes our update on the global supply chain. Thank you for joining us. We will continue to monitor these developments and keep you informed.